From the Fox 29 studios, this is Good Day Philadelphia.
Citizenship, reaching across the aisle, advancing the space race, all themes people think of when they think of President Kennedy's legacy.
We seemed to really believe that our best days were ahead of us and that we could each make a difference.
The lasting impact on our nation from a man with special insight, next. The Kennedy era has been labeled Camelot, a time of great optimism when all things seem possible. JFK himself often called upon Americans to put aside their differences and work together to make a difference. In this age of partisan divide, his message of citizenship may be more important than ever. Our Bruce Gordon takes a look back.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
Young and handsome, made for TV, John F. Kennedy was, in 1961, the voice and face of a new generation. He was also, says University of Pennsylvania graduate and lawyer Scott Reich, the messenger for a new optimism.
We seemed to really believe that our best days were ahead of us and that we could each make a difference. And we had this promise. I mean, he called it a new frontier. There was this pioneer spirit that people could be involved in something exciting and that we were part of an important team that was moving civilization forward.
The 30-year-old Reich is the author of The Power of Citizenship, Why John F. Kennedy Matters to a New Generation. In it, he describes the president's creation of the Peace Corps, the ultimate expression of American compassion.
This is an opportunity for us as a privileged member of the world to export some of our talents and resources and do something.
Reich says Kennedy's message of "we're all in this together" was best embodied in the most famous passage from his inaugural address.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
I think it's about localizing that message to give people an opportunity to get involved in their communities and embrace this spirit to say, I want to do good.
The Kennedy administration wasn't all good. There were mistakes and controversies along the way. But Reich says JFK's July 4th, 1962 speech right here at Independence Hall perfectly symbolized the spirit of that new frontier.
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Philadelphia.
In an address to a crowd that included governors from all over the nation, President Kennedy spoke of defending peace and freedom in support of the Declaration of Independence, then quoted the great document.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
That's citizenship. We mutually pledge to each other. We are in this together. We're on the same team. We have a shared fate. We have a shared destiny, and we need to do something about it. We need to act in ways that reflect these values.
The motion is not agreed to.
Reich says today's dysfunctional, hyper-partisan government has turned off America's young people. And so
we're desperate for people to show us the way back, to show us how we can embrace the spirit of Camelot.
An assassin's bullet brought a premature end to Kennedy's life and, in the view of many, to the hope and optimism he embodied. But Scott Reich believes millennials can breathe new life into those ideals.
Kennedy famously says, of course, in his inaugural address, that the torch has been passed to a new generation. And I think 50 years later, it's time for us to be asking, should we be taking that torch now? And I think my generation's ready.